Hi everyone, it's Lisa Brown with InkandInspirations.com. Thank you for joining me today. In this video, we're going to be making this really sweet card using the Healing Hug stamp set. And here I have it. It's like a little note card attached to a regular sized base that's just single. It doesn't open. The only part that opens is this little note card size on the front. So I'm just going to show you how I got the stamping done and the assembly and give you some tips on that. So first of all, I've used the stitched shapes and the layering squares for this. I've got the largest of the stitched shape squares for my Whisper White that will hold my stamped image. And then I used the second largest scallop square on the layering squares frame dies to back this, and this is in Blueberry Bushel, and you can see it's just going to barely let the little scallop show behind the square, and I thought that was really cute. So the designer paper we're using is the Perennial Essence that has some beautiful watercolor type images. It reminds me of a Monet painting, just beautiful. And so I have a 5.5 by 4 1/4 piece of just Whisper White, and then a 4 1/4 by 5.5 piece of Whisper White, 4 by 5 1/4 piece of the Perennial Essence, and I'm going to go ahead and attach that to what we're calling the card base. Here's another soft, beautiful print on the back too. This just makes for a different style card and allows for a little bit of writing space on the inside of a little note card, and it goes through the mail really well. Okay, let's set that aside. And I have a piece of Blackberry Bliss that forms the little note card. I'll have all the measurements on my blog, but this measures 3 by 6.5. Okay, so it's scored at 3 1/4. And then for the inside, I have a Whisper White square that's 2.5 by 3. And I'm going to go ahead and apply that here, and then we can go on and do some stamping. So this is just going to be left blank to write a little message. This is like a get well card, or somebody that's just down and needs a pickup. The sentiment I'm going to use is sending you healing vibes. So let's go ahead and stamp on our stitched square. I am going to use Blackberry Bliss with this flower image here. It's a distinctive stamp, which means it has varying shades of vitality or dynamics, where you have some lights and darks. But I'm not going to use this Blackberry Bliss full strength. Blackberry Bliss is one of our really bold, dark colors. It is beautiful, but sometimes I want a lighter shade of it. And you can see that distinctive look where you have lights and darks. I'm going to stamp off, and then stamp again, and then stamp again. And this way I'm going to decide which version that I want to go with. I think I'm going to go with the lightest version again. So let me ink this up. Stamp once, and then twice. And then the third time, I'm going to stamp just right in the center of this stitched square. Okay, so pretty. Now I'm going to take the sentiment, sending you healing vibes. Now I'm going to ink that up full strength in Blackberry Bliss. I'm not going to stamp off, and it's going to show up and just pop off the center of that rose. Okay. So now let's add some leaves. I'm going to use my Old Olive ink and do some stamping. And so I have that here. I'm going to put this out of the way. And let's get some Old Olive. And I'm going to stamp off with the Old Olive too, so it is not darker or more vibrant than the flower itself. Okay, so let's see, I'm going to put one here. And then one in this lower corner. Let me see what that looks like. I think I can go, I need to re-ink this Old Olive pad. Yeah, I like how that looks. Okay, so now when I was creating the first card, I thought I need something to fill that little white space. And this set has a nice little, almost like a little cross stitch image. And I'm going to use crushed curry to stamp in the upper left and lower right. I'm going to try this and see. I think I can do full strength here again. I'm going to go here, and then again here, and that just kind of fills in that white space, okay? And I'm pulling from the colors of the designer paper here, all right? So now we have that ready to go. Let's put our crushed curry ink away, and we can start assembling this. I'm going to put this toward the lower edge here of where it opens, okay? I wanted a little bit bigger border on top. So let's go ahead and apply this. Okay. And now I'm going to attach some of the Noble Peacock rhinestones because it has this beautiful blueberry color here. So I'm just going to put one here and then get one of the larger ones and use it down on the bottom. And then another small one here. Okay, so that's drawing in that color, the blue background color of the designer paper. Now, I'm going to show you my little ribbon treatment. I've got some of this 1/8 inch blueberry bushel ribbon, and I'm just going to make a really loopy bow. And so I've got probably about 24 inches cut here. So I'm going to do some loops, come back around and around. And then let's see, one more time. And then I'm going to give it a cut right here. And then I'm going to use this, whoops, to tie around the center. So I've got that gathered with my fingers below. Then I can tie a knot, and that's going to keep that all together. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and secure that with a double tie. Okay. I love to do this loopy bow with a narrow ribbon. Now I can kind of cut and trim off my tails here a little bit. And then I'm going to put that up here in this upper left corner. But first, I want to go ahead and get this on the card base. Do you see how pretty that stands out from there? And it just brings out the colors in that designer paper. So let me go ahead and do this. And we can just center that. I'm just going to eyeball it. Trying to get about equidistant from each side and top and bottom. And then I'm going to get a glue dot. And we'll be finished with our card. And it's a different, you know, from the norm card. I think it's kind of like a nice little surprise and hopefully cheer someone up. So there are our cards. If you have any questions, let me know. Visit my website at inkandinspirations.com where you can find the details for this card as well as the links to shop. Thank you so much, and I will see you again soon. Take care. Bye-bye.